All right, everyone, settle down. I have an announcement to make. Mr. Kiro's voice echoed through the classroom, instantly drawing the students' attention. Normally, his lessons started with a quiet intensity, diving directly into complex topics. But today, something was different. His tone carried an unusual weight, and his sharp gaze scanned the room as if to ensure no one missed what he was about to say. I hear both of you. Who are you waiting on? Top Prince Gar? And if it's what you're looking for, the quiet that followed his words was almost unnatural, a stark contrast to the usual hum of whispered conversations and rustling papers. Even the soft hum of the atmospheric regulators seemed to fade into the background. The two boys stared in silence. Mr. Taro was an Elin, a species known for their towering height and ethereal grace. Standing at an imposing 8 feet, he was a striking figure even among the diverse array of beings at the Institute. His long, slender limbs moved with a calculated precision, and his tall antlers gave him an almost regal presence. The intricate patterns etched into his silvery fur shimmered faintly under the ambient lights, subtly shifting with his movements. Despite the predatory alignment of his forward-facing eyes, the Alan were a prey species, their sharp features a deceptive evolutionary quirk. Today, however, there was a hint of unease in his usually calm demeanor. His 3-fingered hands rested on the desk, their slight tremble betraying his own apprehension. The weight of his responsibility as a teacher was palpable. I assume you've all heard about the newest addition to the Galactic Council, the humans, he began. His voice carried a tone of measured authority, but the underlying tension did not go unnoticed. The room erupted into murmurs. Students turned to one another, exchanging wide-eyed glances and hurried whispers. The mention of humans always elicited strong reactions, and today was no exception. For weeks, news about this mysterious species had dominated the intergalactic broadcasts. The humans, newcomers to the council, were already infamous. They were labeled Death Worlders, a term that sent chills through most sentient beings. To fully understand their fear, one had to consider the origins of these students. Each hailed from planets that could only be described as paradises, serene environments with mild climates, abundant resources, and a harmonious balance between flora and fauna. Their biomes were delicately balanced ecosystems where danger was a distant concept. The very idea of intelligent life emerging from a hostile, dangerous world was inconceivable to them. Until the humans appeared. One student, Athalia, hesitantly raised her hand. Her shimmering blue scales glinted under the soft classroom lights, a hallmark of her aquatic race. Her large, finned ears twitched nervously, catching every whisper in the room. Athalia rarely spoke out of turn, and when she did, it was usually with a mix of curiosity and caution. Her thin, translucent fingers clutched the edge of her desk tightly. Mr. Kiro, she began, her voice barely above a whisper. Is it true? Do humans really come from a death world? Mr. Kiro nodded solemnly. Yes, Athala. From all available evidence, humans are the only sentient species ever discovered to have originated on a death world. A ripple of gasps swept through the room. Students shifted uncomfortably in their seats, their expressions ranging from disbelief to outright fear. Even the room's environmental controls, designed to maintain a calm atmosphere, couldn't quell the rising tension. Now, Mr. Kiro continued, stepping forward and clasping his hands behind his back, can anyone here explain what qualifies a planet as a death world? Electromagnetic, of course, podium, the doctor said. The class hesitated, their earlier chatter now replaced by a heavy silence. Finally, a student at the back, known for their encyclopedic knowledge, raised their hand. Their voice was steady as they answered. A death world is a planet deemed hostile to sentient life due to extreme environmental factors. These may include frequent natural disasters, toxic plant life, severe temperature fluctuations, or an abundance of aggressive predators. Most death worlds possess only one of these traits, which is enough to make them rare. Planets with multiple such dangers are considered exceedingly uncommon, if not impossible. That's correct, Mr. Kiro said, nodding appreciatively. Death worlds are anomalies, even within the vast expanse of the galaxy. And yet, humanity has emerged from one such place. By the time Diana exited her class, the sun was already setting, casting golden hues across the futuristic cityscape. Her new alien teacher, Mr. Karos, had spent the entire day discussing human history. Though fascinated, he was overwhelmed by the sheer complexity and violence humans had endured throughout their evolution. Diana carried a digital tablet loaded with files exchanged between her and Mr. Karos, including galactic and human histories. David had leapt up ready to go to play. As Diana walked to her dorm, she marveled at the vast corridors of the galactic school. The hallways were adorned with floating holographic signs and alien architecture, blending different species designs. Her thoughts drifted to the files she had just received, particularly the history of the alien species, who had unified millennia ago without wars or conflicts, a stark contrast to humanity. When Diana finally reached her dorm, she was astonished by its size and design. The shared living space included a cozy common area with imported Earth furniture labeled with tags from Earth stores. A computerized voice greeted her, announcing that gravity simulators were returning to Earth norms. Instantly, she felt the familiar pull of her home planet's gravity. Testing the gravity, Diana jumped lightly, laughing at the sensation of home. Just then, a fellow human, Tyler, exited the kitchen, munching on a bag of chips. Look who's here," he exclaimed with a grin. Their banter filled the room as Diana explained her day and the peculiarities of alien life she had observed. The conversation turned to the peculiarities of the Galactic Federation. Diana recounted how her history teacher struggled to understand human wars, natural disasters, and resilience. Tyler shared tales of their classmates' shocking alien teachers with Earth's sports and culinary habits, drawing laughter and disbelief. Later that evening, Diana reviewed the files exchanged with Mr. Karos. The galactic histories were filled with tales of unity and peace, in stark contrast to Earth's turbulent past. Meanwhile, Mr. Karos, in his study, struggled to process Earth's violent and chaotic history, questioning how humans could thrive under such conditions. The next morning, Diana's first class was physical education. The gym was enormous, equipped with advanced training machines designed for multiple species. Here. And the alien instructor, Mr. Coker, greeted the class with confidence, challenging them to prove themselves, especially the humans. Diana smirked, ready to show what Earthlings could do. The headmaster, walking away from Mr. Caro's office, couldn't help but chuckle at his old friend's exasperation. Passing through the school's central atrium, he observed students from various species gathering, their diverse forms a testament to the Galactic Federation's unity. We're dying and fighting, yet the humans' physical prowess seemed to draw furtive glances and whispers. Some students dared to approach the humans, their curiosity outweighing their apprehension, while others observed from a safe distance, clearly unnerved by the stories circulating about the Deathworlders. One while, Diana and Tyler, still amused from their gym class antics, made their way to the cafeteria. The journey revealed the school's intricate design, long hallways lined with glowing panels that shifted colors subtly as they passed, windows that displayed breathtaking views of a distant nebula, and doors that slid open silently to reveal advanced communal spaces. As they reached the cafeteria, the smell of intergalactic cuisine greeted them, blending alien aromas with familiar hints of Earth's spices. The cafeteria was abuzz with chatter as Diana and Tyler joined their fellow humans at a table, Conversations ranged from recounting the day's events to speculating about their impact on the school. A large reptilian alien approached hesitantly, holding a tray of food that shimmered like liquid crystal. It addressed Diana, its voice guttural but polite, asking if it could join them. The humans exchanged glances before welcoming it, with warm smiles, breaking the tension and sparking a surprising camaraderie. As the humans and the reptilian alien exchanged stories, laughter began to fill their corner of the cafeteria. Tyler shared an exaggerated account of the gym class, mimicking Mr. Coker's expressions, which left everyone, human and alien alike, in stitches. The reptilian alien introduced itself as Zara, explaining its fascination with Earth's history and its desire to understand the humans better. Diana, intrigued by Zara's genuine curiosity, promised to share stories and resources about Earth, marking the start of an unexpected friendship. After their meal, Diana and Tyler headed to the school's library, a colossal dome-shaped structure filled with endless rows of holographic shelves. I'm so excited to join you and play some games. I have so many songs. They walked, the hum of the anti-gravity lifts echoed softly, carrying students to different sections of the library. Diana's school-issued tablet displayed a map to the human history section, where they hoped to find records for their upcoming projects. The air buzzed with a mix of curiosity and knowledge, the library's environment both serene and inspiring. Reaching the human history section, Diana and Tyler were surprised to see it already occupied. Mr. Caro was there, poring over a holographic display of Earth's geological disasters. He looked up, startled, when the pair approached, quickly hiding his astonishment at seeing students so interested in their own history. Tyler grinned, asking if Mr. Carroll had recovered from the shock of learning about Earth's tornadoes. The trio soon fell into a discussion, the teacher's genuine interest matching the students' enthusiasm. Tyler and Diana couldn't help but laugh as they reached the cafeteria. The scent of food filled the air, though it was unlike anything they had ever smelled on Earth. Alien dishes lined the serving counters, gelatinous cubes that shimmered with a faint glow, bright purple fruits that seemed to hum softly, and steaming soups in colors they couldn't even describe. The humans exchanged amused glances as Tyler whispered, "Do you think it's edible?" Diana chuckled, replying, "Only one way to find out." Picking a tray each, they cautiously moved down the line, selecting items that looked the least intimidating. As Diana reached for a glowing blue sphere, an alien server behind the counter warned her, "That one's a bit spicy for your kind." She paused, then shrugged and placed it on her tray. Tyler chose a steaming dish that resembled noodles, though they were bright green and emitted a faint steam. The alien server smirked, saying, "Good luck with that one." They found a table near the corner and sat down, examining their choices. Diana poked at the blue sphere with her fork, watching it wobble. Tyler leaned closer, whispering, "If it moves, I'm leaving." She smirked and took a small bite, her face contorted for a moment. Then she grinned. "It's like spicy candy," she said. Tyler cautiously tried his dish, only to find it shockingly sweet. "I don't think this is supposed to taste like dessert," he muttered. As they ate, an alien from a nearby table turned toward them, its four eyes blinking in curiosity. Its elongated fingers clasped a crystalline cup, as it said in a melodic tone, "You are the Earth Dwellers, yes? I have heard fascinating things about your species." Tyler and Diana exchanged a glance, then nodded cautiously. "I hope they're good things," Diana replied. The alien tilted its head, emitting a soft hum. "Intriguing, yes. Dangerous, very. But good? That depends." Its statement left them both slightly uneasy, but the alien smiled in what they assumed was reassurance before turning back to its meal. Finishing their meals, Diana and Tyler decided to explore the rest of the campus. The corridors were wide, with walls that seemed to shimmer as if alive. Along the way, they passed holographic displays, showing the day's schedule and announcements, as well as alien students bustling to their next classes. One display caught Diana's eye. It was a hologram depicting Earth from space, with captions in an alien script. "Looks like we're the stars of the show," she muttered, motioning for Tyler to look. Huh? Eventually, they stumbled upon the campus library. "Don't you want to read?" The vast space was filled with towering shelves of crystalline data cubes, each glowing faintly in different colors. A central holographic terminal projected a rotating galaxy in the air, where students could search for information. Diana stepped closer, mesmerized by the sheer scale of it all. "This makes Earth libraries look like corner stores," she said, her voice filled with awe. Tyler nodded, running his fingers over the smooth surface of a data cube. "And probably has a lot fewer late fees." As they explored the library, a small floating robot zipped over to them, its spherical body emitting a soft hum. "New students detected. How may I assist you?" it chirped. Diana raised an eyebrow. Does it have a search function?" she asked Tyler, who shrugged. She turned back to the robot. "We're just looking around for now." The robot blinked, its single light flickering, and hovered closer. "Exploration mode activated. I will provide guided assistance." Tyler muttered, "I guess we've got a tour guide now?" The robot led them through the library, pointing out sections dedicated to different species and their histories. Rissa snatched up the last panel. One area was specifically labeled Human Archives, which caught their attention. The shelves there held digital tablets with summaries of Earth's history. Diana picked one up, scrolling through the content. "Looks like they've already documented most of our major events." "Huh," she said. Tyler leaned over her shoulder. "They've even included stuff about pop culture. Who knew aliens were into 20th century movies?" "Ah," Diana smirked. "Maybe they think we're more entertaining than we give ourselves credit for." As they exited the library, they found themselves in an open courtyard. The sky above was a kaleidoscope of colors, shifting as two suns began to set. Alien flora surrounded the area, with plants that shimmered and pulsed with bioluminescence. Students of various species mingled, some floating, others walking, and a few gliding effortlessly. Tyler pointed to a tree-like structure that seemed to grow crystals instead of leaves. Tyler linked a hand in my direction and said, "Hear those? I also have castramental darts." "Now that's something you don't see on Earth," he said. Diana nodded, captivated by the surreal beauty of their new environment. As the evening progressed, Diana and Tyler found a quiet spot near a glowing pond that reflected the colorful sky. She got up from her knees to give him her hand. The water seemed alive, shifting and rippling, even without wind. They sat on a smooth stone bench, discussing their day. "It's insane how much we're learning in just a few hours," Diana said, staring at the ripples. Tyler nodded, tossing a small stone into the pond and watching it dissolve into shimmering particles. "Yeah, but it's also kind of overwhelming. Feels like we're carrying the weight of representing Earth." Diana smiled. "No pressure, right?" Suddenly, a commotion drew their attention. A group of alien students was gathered near a towering sculpture that emitted soft light. Curious, Diana and Tyler approached. It seemed to be an interactive art piece with glowing panels that responded to touch, creating melodies and visual patterns. One alien demonstrated by touching a panel, causing a cascade of light and sound to ripple through the sculpture. Tyler couldn't resist and reached out, his touch resulting in a completely different pattern. The aliens looked impressed, clapping their appendages in approval. After the impromptu art session, Diana and Tyler decided to head back to their dorm. The hallways were quieter now, with only a few students lingering. They passed a cleaning drone methodically polishing the floor, its soft whirring echoing through the corridor. "It's strange how quickly this place is starting to feel normal," Tyler said. Diana chuckled. "Normal? We're living on a campus in the middle of the galaxy with aliens who think tornadoes are myths." Tyler grinned. Okay, maybe not normal, but it's starting to feel like home. When they arrived at their dorm, the room felt more familiar than before. The Earth-imported furniture, labeled and priced, had begun to blend into their new reality. Deanna placed her tablet on the desk and stretched. Today felt like a week, she said, flopping onto the couch. Tyler grabbed a snack from the kitchen, shaking a bag of chips as he walked into the room. And we're doing it all again tomorrow, he said, smirking. Diana threw a pillow at him, laughing. Not before I get some sleep. He caught it and shrugged. Suit yourself, but I'm staying up to test the Wi-Fi. Later that night, Diana lay in her bed staring at the ceiling. The artificial gravity felt natural, but her mind raced with thoughts of the day. She replayed the events, the library, the gym, the conversations. It was surreal to think she was part of something so vast and unknown. Outside the window, stars shimmered like a cosmic painting. A soft hum from the dorm's systems added to the tranquility. Eventually, her thoughts settled and she drifted off. The weight of the galaxy momentarily lifted. While Deanna slept, Mr. Koss sat in his office, poring over the human history files she had given him. His expression was a mix of awe and disbelief as he read about Earth's natural disasters, wars, and scientific achievements. The holographic display in front of him projected images of Earth, hurricanes swirling with deadly beauty, volcanoes erupting with fiery force, and bustling cities lit up at night. How did they survive this? He muttered to himself, shaking his head. You have 'em people rogues. How do you mean? The more he learned about humans, the more questions he had. In another part of the campus, the headmaster stood on a balcony, gazing at the glowing cityscape below. The twin moons cast a soft light over the sprawling buildings, their alien architecture glinting like jewels. He held a small device scrolling through a summary of human dietary habits. Capsaicin and caffeine, he mused aloud, shaking his head in amusement. What a peculiar species. The device displayed a warning about capsaicin's effects on other species, but the headmaster only chuckled, intrigued by humanity's resilience and quirks. The next morning, Diana woke up to the sound of the gravity simulator, adjusting. She stretched and groggily walked to the window, where the campus came alive under the morning light. Students of all species were bustling about, some carrying holographic tablets, others chatting in groups. Tyler knocked on her door, already dressed. Rise and shine, we've got another day of impressing the galaxy, he said with a grin. Diana sighed, shaking off her sleepiness. Let's just hope today is a bit less overwhelming. Walking through the campus, Diana and Tyler were surrounded by students from dozens of species. The pathways were lined with holographic signs and floating advertisements in alien languages. They passed a group of insectoid students, chatting in clicks and chirps, while a towering reptilian alien carefully navigated the crowd. Tyler nudged Diana. Bet none of them can beat us at dodgeball, he joked. Diana smirked, but her attention was drawn to a nearby fountain, where a group of bird-like aliens practiced some kind of synchronized movement, their wings fluttering in unison, like a living work of art. In their first class of the day, the students were introduced to the Galactic Federation's approach to environmental science. The instructor, a gelatinous alien with shifting colors, used holograms to explain the intricacies of galactic ecosystems. Deanna took detailed notes, fascinated by how different the other species' planets were from Earth. Tyler, on the other hand, leaned back, doodling a spaceship battle in his notebook. At one point, the instructor paused and asked the humans about Earth's unique environmental challenges. Diana hesitated before describing hurricanes and wildfires, drawing gasps from her classmates. After class, Diana and Tyler headed to the cafeteria, where the aroma of alien foods filled the air. The counters were lined with dishes glowing in various colors, and students carefully balanced their trays, avoiding collisions. Tyler pointed out a bright green soup that looked like it was alive. "Want to try it?" he teased. Diana bit her gasp before replying. "Want to try it?" he teased. Oh, Diana shook her head. "I'll stick to something recognizable." They finally found a table and sat down, their trays filled with a mix of Earth-imported and alien food. Diana picked at a dish that tasted like spiced clouds, while Tyler enthusiastically dug into something crunchy and glowing. While eating, Diana overheard a group of alien students discussing their upcoming sports competition. One of them, a tall, crystalline being, was excitedly explaining the rules of a gravity-based relay race. Curious, Diana leaned over. "Can humans join?" she asked. The aliens exchanged glances before nodding. "It will be interesting to see how you handle the gravity shifts," one said with a hint of challenge. Diana grinned. "Let's find out." Tyler raised an eyebrow. "You're volunteering us now?" he asked, laughing. Diana shrugged. "Why not? We might as well show them what Earthlings can do." That evening, Diana and Tyler made their way to the training field, where the relay race was set to take place. The field was a marvel of alien engineering with glowing tracks that adjusted their gravitational pull in real time. Teams of various species were warming up, their movements fluid and adapted to the unique conditions. Diana stretched, observing the competition. Tyler adjusted his shoes, smirking. "Think they're ready for us?" he asked. Diana smirked back. "Ready or not, here we come." The announcement system buzzed, signaling the start of the event. The first round of the relay race began, and Diana quickly realized the challenge. The track shifted gravity zones mid-run, causing some competitors to stumble or leap into the air unexpectedly. Diana, however, adapted quickly, her Earth-honed reflexes giving her an edge. Tyler followed closely behind, dodging an alien who tripped and rolled into the side barriers. The crystalline competitor from earlier was keeping pace, their lithe movements gliding over the shifting gravity with ease. As Diana approached the baton handoff point, she noticed Tyler grinning behind her. "Keep up," she called, laughing as she surged forward. During the handoff, Diana smoothly passed the baton to a teammate, a muscular alien with 3 legs, who took off at incredible speed. Tyler cheered from the sidelines, his voice lost in the roar of the crowd. The next human participant was up, and they leaped onto the track with a burst of speed, keeping the team in the lead. The alien audience murmured in amazement at the humans' resilience and adaptability. By the final lap, it was clear that the humans and their mixed species team were giving everyone a run for their money, their determination shining brightly. The final moments of the relay race were electrifying. The last part of the relay race, the requirement is very high. Hey, we're gonna have to teach you not to think of the... Diana, back on the track for the last lap, gave it her all. Her legs pumped like pistons, and the gravitational shifts seemed to barely faze her. The crystalline competitor surged forward, trying to overtake her in the final stretch. The crowd erupted in cheers as the two raced neck and neck, their forms blurs of motion under the lights. With a final burst of energy, Diana crossed the finish line, her teammates celebrating wildly. The crystalline alien approached her, nodding in respect. "Impressive," they said. Diana grinned. "You too." After the race, Diana and Tyler stood with their team, basking in the excitement. Their alien teammates congratulated them, sharing high fives and handshakes. The crystalline alien from earlier joined them, offering a glowing drink that shimmered like liquid stardust. "We're a toast to a race well run," they said. Diana and Tyler accepted, laughing as they sipped the strange beverage. The flavor was unlike anything they'd tasted, a mix of sweetness and fizz that left a warm glow in their chests. For a moment, all the differences between species faded, replaced by the shared joy of a hard-earned victory. The celebration continued as the team moved to the cafeteria, a sprawling area filled with species from across the galaxy. Part halfway through the meal, his fancy dinner, Diana handed Tyler her food. The food counters showcased a stunning array of dishes, from glowing fruits to steaming plates of vibrant, otherworldly stews. Diana picked up a plate with what looked like a blue pasta that shimmered under the lights. Tyler, meanwhile, stared at a wriggling, tentacle-like delicacy with a mix of curiosity and hesitation. "You first," he joked, nudging Diana. They laughed as they tried the exotic foods, some of which were surprisingly delicious, while others had them making exaggerated faces of disgust. As they ate, a small alien with an insectoid appearance approached their table. Oh. Its large, expressive eyes blinked nervously as it extended a clawed hand. "That was, inspiring," it said in a buzzing voice. Diana smiled and shook its hand, while Tyler offered a fist bump, which the alien mimicked awkwardly. They invited the alien to sit with them, and soon they were exchanging stories about their worlds. Finally, they were safely muzzing in at Alola, and it gave it the password to check out the game. The insectoid alien described its home planet, where towering crystalline forests reflected rainbows under twin suns. Tyler and Diana listened, captivated, as they shared details about Earth's diverse landscapes in return. Later that evening, Diana returned to the dorm, her head buzzing with the day's events. The living room was softly lit, and Tyler was sprawled on the couch, scrolling through a holographic interface. Checking the race highlights?" Diana teased as she flopped into an armchair. "Of course," Tyler replied, grinning. They replayed clips of the relay race, laughing at some of the competitors' expressions during the shifting gravity zones. Just as they were about to call it a night, the dorm's communication system pinged. Diana opened it to see a message from Mr. Kiro. "Be ready for tomorrow's history lessons," Barton laughing as he inspected his manufacturing equipment. He's stretching out his arms back to his feet as he wenched about his frame. "Bring snacks." The next morning, Diana prepared for the day's classes with a mix of anticipation and curiosity. History with Mr. Kiro was always unpredictable, and the mention of snacks had her wondering what he had planned. She packed a few energy bars from Earth into her bag, alongside her tablet loaded with human history files. Tyler joined her at the dorm door, holding a steaming cup of Earth-imported coffee. "Diana," said Tyler tentatively, "ready for another day of being humanity's ambassador?" He joked. Diana laughed. "As long as it doesn't involve more questions about earthquakes." Together they headed out into the bustling school corridors. Talking to class, Diana and Tyler couldn't help but notice the growing attention they were getting. Alien students whispered and pointed, their eyes filled with a mix of awe and curiosity. "Looks like the race made us famous," Tyler said, gesturing to a group of insectoid students who quickly averted their gaze. Diana shrugged. "Better than infamous." "Your planet is the only one with active plate tectonics," he declared, zooming in on a hologram of a shifting fault line. The alien students gasped as he described the creation of mountains, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. Diana raised her hand. "Actually, we also use these forces to generate geothermal energy," she added. I looked at her, staring in silence. "Ugh." The class murmured in amazement. Tyler chimed in. "And we've even climbed these mountains, like Mount Everest." At that, Mr. Kiro nearly dropped his holographic pointer. "You climbed a Death World mountain willingly?" "Climbing Everest is seen as one of humanity's greatest challenges," Diana explained. Pulling up a photo of mountaineers on her tablet, the alien students leaned closer, their eyes wide with disbelief. "Why would anyone risk their lives for that?" one student asked. Diana shrugged. "For the thrill, the challenge, and the view." Mr. Kiro shook his head, muttering something about madness. As the lesson continued, he displayed images of other extreme environments on Earth. From the scorching deserts to the icy tundras, each description left the aliens more incredulous. But it was clear they were fascinated by humanity's resilience. Later that day, Diana and Tyler visited the school's library to prepare for the upcoming lesson. The library was a massive, dome-shaped structure filled with floating shelves of glowing data crystals. Diana found a section labeled Intergalactic Fauna. and started browsing through vivid holograms of alien wildlife. Tyler, meanwhile, uploaded files about Earth's predators to the school system. "Do you think they're ready for lions and sharks?" he asked, grinning. "Just, Diana smirked. "After today, I think they can handle it." "Huh? Maybe." They spent hours curating a mix of awe-inspiring and terrifying examples, eager to see the aliens' reactions tomorrow. The next morning, the class was abuzz with anticipation as Mr. Kiro began the lesson on Earth's wildlife. He started with gentle creatures, like deer and dolphins, eliciting delighted murmurs. Sorry, Diana. But when images of lions, wolves, and sharks appeared, the atmosphere shifted. "These predators are apex hunters," Mr. Kiro explained, as the hologram displayed a lion roaring. The alien students leaned back, visibly uneasy. One whispered, "How do humans coexist with such creatures?" Tyler raised a hand. "We don't always. Sometimes we have to protect ourselves." The aliens exchanged nervous glances, clearly struggling to comprehend Earth's dangerous balance of life. As the lesson progressed, Mr. Kiro showcased more of Earth's predators, including eagles, snakes, and even crocodiles. The alien students were captivated, but visibly unsettled. "And yet, humans thrive alongside these creatures?" one student asked incredulously. Diana nodded. "We respect them and learn to adapt." Tyler added, "Sometimes we study their behaviors to improve our own technology." Mr. Kiro then brought up the concept of domestication, showing holograms of dogs, cats, and horses. This sparked a wave of curiosity, with students eagerly asking about how humanity managed to turn wild animals into companions and helpers. After class, several alien students gathered around Diana and Tyler to ask more about domesticated animals. "So, these creatures live with you, protect you, and even help you work?" one asked, struggling to comprehend. Diana smiled, showing a picture of her dog on her tablet. "This is Max. He's loyal, smart, and loves to play fetch." The aliens were amazed. Tyler pulled up a video of a horse-drawn carriage. "So, you've missed it?" "And horses have been helping humans for centuries." The aliens nodded in fascination, their perspectives on Earth's creatures shifting from fear to admiration as they saw the bonds between humans and animals. While Mr. Kiro returned to his office to review the day's lesson, he couldn't shake the images of Earth's predators and domesticated animals. "These humans are truly unique," he muttered, pulling up files on Earth's ecosystem. The more he read, the more impressed he became. From the depths of the oceans to the heights of the mountains, humanity had found ways to survive and even thrive. If we could harness even a fraction of their adaptability, he mused, our species would benefit greatly. He made a note to discuss potential interspecies collaborations with the headmaster, eager to learn more from humanity's lair. That evening, Diana and Tyler met up with their fellow human students in the dormitory common area. "So, how did your classes go?" one of them asked, munching on snacks. Tyler grinned. "We just blew their minds with stories about lions and wolves." Another student laughed. "I told my teacher about hurricanes." They thought I was joking. Diana chimed in. "Wait until they learn about space exploration. That's gonna be fun." The group shared stories of their experiences, their laughter echoing through the dorm. It was clear that, despite the challenges, they were thriving in their new environment. The next morning, Diana received a message from Mr. Kiro. "Diana, could you and Tyler prepare a brief presentation on human exploration for tomorrow's lesson? The class is eager to learn more." She showed the message to Tyler, who has taken a little while to complete. "I don't know how his tiptoes. Looks like we're teaching again." They spent the day gathering information, focusing on humanity's achievements in space exploration. From the moon landing to Mars rovers, they compiled images and videos that they knew would amaze the alien students. "This is going to be fun," Diana said, imagining the reactions their presentation would evoke. The following day, the classroom was packed with students, their anticipation palpable. Diana and Tyler stood at the front, their presentation ready. As the first slide displayed the Apollo 11 moon landing, the room erupted in murmurs. Diana began, "This was humanity's first step beyond our planet. In 1969, we landed on the moon." Tyler continued, "It was one of many milestones that proved we could go beyond our world." The students were awestruck as they watched videos of rockets launching and astronauts walking in space. Mr. Quiroz smiled from the back, proud of his students for captivating the class so completely. As the presentation continued, Tyler introduced Mars exploration, showcasing images of the rovers. "These machines have traveled millions of miles to explore another planet," he explained, showing footage of the Perseverance rover in action. Diana added, "They've discovered signs that water once flowed on Mars, and that opens up possibilities for life beyond Earth." The aliens couldn't hide their astonishment. One student raised a hand, "You've sent machines to another world? And they function in such harsh conditions?" Tyler nodded. "It's all about innovation and persistence," Diana smiled, realizing just how impactful their words were. At the end of the presentation, Diana and Tyler opened the floor for questions. Ryan shrugged. "I tried this." A brave alien student asked, "What drives humans to explore space, despite the dangers?" Diana thought for a moment. "Curiosity and survival," she said. "We're always looking for answers and ways to protect our future," Tyler added. "And honestly, it's thrilling." What all the answers are? Good question. We have time for that, Tyler added. "We could be here forever," Tyler added. Tell me who am I?" The idea of discovering something new keeps us moving forward. The headmaster, who had been silently observing, stood and addressed the class. "What you've witnessed today is the essence of humanity. Their resilience and curiosity are qualities we can all learn from." The room erupted in applause. After the presentation, Mr. Quiroz approached Diana and Tyler, his admiration evident. "You've inspired them and me," he said sincerely. "Your species' determination is truly remarkable." Diana smiled. "Thank you, Mr. Quiroz. We're happy to share our story," Tyler grinned, "and there's plenty more where that came from." As they left the classroom, their fellow human students congratulated them on a job well done. Even some of the alien students approached them, expressing gratitude and newfound respect. The bonds between humans and their classmates were clearly growing stronger, and Diana felt a sense of accomplishment she hadn't expected. That evening, Diana sat in her dormitory, reflecting on the day. She scrolled through her tablet, reviewing the positive feedback from their peers. Tyler walked in with a grin. "Still basking in the glory?" he teased. Diana laughed. "Just trying to process everything. It feels good to know we're making an impact." Tyler sat down, looking thoughtful. "You know, if we can bridge the gap between humans and aliens here, maybe we can inspire change on a galactic scale." Diana nodded, the weight of his words sinking in. "One step at a time, Tyler. One step at a time." Mr. Koss was at his desk, now deeply engrossed in the files Diana had shared. His alien mind struggled to comprehend the magnitude of Earth's natural disasters and the resilience of humans to thrive amidst such chaos. His office was dimly lit, the glow of the tablet casting eerie shadows across his desk. Outside, the stars of the galaxy twinkled through the large window, a silent witness to his bewilderment. Diana, now comfortably settled in her dorm, had begun exploring the files she received from Mr. Kosh. Each file revealed the history of various alien civilizations, their peaceful progressions, and their achievements. The stark contrast to human history left her both intrigued and reflective. She leaned against her desk, the school's tablet glowing softly as she read. The dormitory's common area buzzed with quiet chatter as other students settled in after the day's lessons. Deanna's thoughts lingered on her earlier conversation with Tyler about humanity's unique physical prowess. As if she readily attended to the conversation, the door slyly opened and her view was expected to elbow her way in. She couldn't help but chuckle at the idea of humans being viewed as demons by their peers. Tyler, still holding his bag of chips, joined Diana in the common area. They laughed and exchanged stories about their classmates' shocked reactions during gym class. Tyler's animated gestures made the aliens nearby glance curiously, while Diana nodded, a smirk on her face. Back in the gym, the instructor, Mr. Coker, replayed the events of the day in his mind. He still couldn't fathom how easily Diana and Tyler had outperformed his entire class. The gym was now empty, the silence only interrupted by the hum of the equipment's power systems. The next day, Diana returned to the gym for another round of physical training. This time, the stakes were higher as Mr. Coker introduced new challenges. Diana, confident but not overbearing, exchanged a determined glance with Tyler before stepping up to the starting line. Diana's footsteps echoed as she sprinted across the gym, effortlessly clearing obstacles designed to test endurance. The onlookers gasped in awe, their alien eyes struggling to follow her movements. Tyler cheered her on, his voice cutting through the commotion. Tyler took his turn, demonstrating equal prowess as he completed the challenge with remarkable speed. The gym instructor's earlier skepticism was now replaced with genuine admiration. Sorry, it was taking such long. Tyler took his turn, demonstrating equal prowess as he completed the challenge with them all. He jotted down notes on a holographic clipboard, clearly inspired by the human's capabilities. As the gym session concluded, Diana and Tyler high-fived each other, their camaraderie evident. The alien students, still processing what they had witnessed, began to approach, asking questions about human strength and training methods. So, go from here to when you started fighting. So let's go from here. Diana and Tyler answered with humor and patience. Later that evening, Diana uploaded her gym performance to a shared digital network accessible to Earth and the Galactic Federation. Within moments, the post began garnering views and comments, sparking discussions about human athleticism across species. As Diana and Tyler settled at their cafeteria table, they were met with a wave of curious stares from students of other species. It wasn't every day that the so-called Death Worlders joined the communal area. Tyler, unbothered, began unpacking his meal, a protein-heavy spread designed for human consumption. Diana, meanwhile, surveyed the curious alien dishes around her, trying to identify the ingredients. One meal caught her attention, a plate of vibrant, glowing blue vegetables. A brave student from another species approached and gestured toward Diana's plate, seemingly offering a taste test of their food. Diana hesitated but decided to give it a try. The flavor was unlike anything she had ever experienced, tangy and electric, as though the food itself carried a charge. Tyler raised an eyebrow but said nothing, smirking at Diana's adventurous spirit. As the alien food settled in her stomach, Diana felt an unexpected burst of energy. Tyler noticed her slightly jittery movements and teased her about the unknown effects of alien cuisine. Their conversation was interrupted by a soft chime from Diana's tablet, signaling the arrival of a new file from Mr. Kahiro. She quickly opened it, revealing an extensive report about the history of the alien race. Tyler peered over her shoulder, his curiosity piqued. The document detailed the Allens' peaceful evolution and early unification, a stark contrast to humanity's tumultuous past. As they read, Tyler pointed out similarities to certain Earth cultures, sparking an animated discussion between the two. Their lively discussion caught the attention of another student, an alien named Vikar, who approached them with cautious curiosity. Vikar was holding a datapad of his own and expressed interest in sharing his perspective on alien history. The trio quickly fell into a deep conversation, comparing cultural milestones, technological advancements, and societal structures. By the end of the discussion, a small crowd had gathered around their table, captivated by the exchange of ideas. For the first time since their arrival, Diana felt a genuine connection forming between humans and their alien peers. After the eventful lunch, Diana and Tyler headed to their next class, Advanced Xenobiology. The room was a marvel of futuristic technology, with holographic displays of alien ecosystems suspended in midair. Their teacher, an imposing figure with multiple limbs and a deep, resonant voice, began the lecture by explaining the intricate symbiotic relationships found on the Alien homeworld. Diana was fascinated, scribbling notes on her tablet, while Tyler leaned back, absorbing the visuals. Midway through the lesson, the teacher invited students to interact with a live holographic projection of an alien ecosystem. Diana eagerly volunteered, stepping into the interactive display and maneuvering through a dazzling virtual jungle, her awe visible to everyone. As Diana navigated the holographic jungle, Tyler noticed a peculiar detail: a creature in the simulation that bore an uncanny resemblance to a prehistoric Earth reptile. Pointing it out to the teacher, Tyler sparked a broader discussion about convergent evolution. The teacher, intrigued, encouraged Tyler to share more examples from Earth's history. The entire class listened intently as Tyler recounted tales of the T-Rex, velociraptors, and other apex predators from Earth's distant past. The aliens were especially astonished by the sheer size and ferocity of these creatures. The teacher thanked Tyler for his input and promised to research Earth's prehistoric life further, leaving both humans feeling proud of their unique contributions. "I need a little base of the scans." "Fine," the teacher answered with a faint pride as he handed them a piece of plastic. "Let me have one more second." As the class concluded, Diana and Tyler lingered, struck by the immersive experience and the enthusiastic reception from their peers. On their way back to their dormitory, they discussed the significance of what they had just shared. Tyler joked about how Earth's dinosaurs had once again stolen the show, while Diana pondered how much of humanity's past could resonate with other species. And Gregory couldn't get that story out of his head. Their conversation was interrupted by an announcement from the station's central AI, reminding students of the upcoming Interspecies Cultural Fair. Intrigued, Diana and Tyler decided they would participate, eager to present a piece of Earth's culture to their newfound friends. Later that evening, back in their dormitory, Diana and Tyler brainstormed ideas for the cultural fair. They sifted through Earth's vast history, debating which aspect to showcase. Tyler suggested recreating a traditional Earth meal, while Diana leaned toward a holographic display of humanity's artistic achievements. And they eventually settled on a combination: an interactive exhibit featuring Earth's art, music, and cuisine. With excitement building, they began sketching out their ideas on their tablets, their shared enthusiasm filling the room. The project felt like a chance, not only to educate, but also to bridge the cultural gap between humanity and the galaxy. The days leading up to the cultural fair were a whirlwind of activity. Diana and Tyler spent hours perfecting their exhibit, aided by a few alien friends who had grown curious about Earth. They experimented with holographic displays, ensuring the vibrant colors of Earth's landscapes and the richness of its music were faithfully recreated. Tyler took charge of the culinary aspect, attempting to replicate a simple yet iconic dish: spaghetti with marinara sauce. The aroma of the cooking meal drew a crowd of curious onlookers who eagerly volunteered to taste test. Despite a few challenges with alien taste buds, the project began to take shape. On the day of the cultural fair, the station's main hall buzzed with activity. Booths representing dozens of species were set up, each offering a glimpse into their unique histories and traditions. Diana and Tyler's exhibit stood out with its vibrant holographic display and the enticing aroma of freshly cooked Earth cuisine. As visitors approached, they were greeted with samples of spaghetti and the sounds of Earth's diverse music. The reactions were overwhelmingly positive, with many aliens marveling at the flavors and asking questions about the songs. Diana and Tyler took turns explaining the significance of each element, their pride in humanity evident. By the end of the fair, Diana and Tyler's booth had become one of the most popular. The feedback from the alien visitors was heartening, with many expressing newfound respect for humanity's creativity and resilience. As the event wound down, Diana and Tyler were approached by a representative from the station's Cultural Council. The representative praised their efforts and invited them to collaborate on future projects aimed at fostering interspecies understanding. Exhausted but exhilarated, Diana and Tyler packed up their exhibit, their minds already racing with ideas for what they could do next. In the days following the fair, Diana and Tyler found themselves in the spotlight. Their exhibit had sparked curiosity across the station, leading to invitations to share more about Earth in various lectures and informal gatherings. Encouraged by the enthusiasm, they began planning a series of cultural workshops. Diana proposed a session on Earth's storytelling traditions, while Tyler suggested a hands-on cooking class. They realized that their efforts were not just about education, but also about building connections. Each step brought them closer to feeling like a part of the station's diverse community. The first workshop was a resounding success. Diana's storytelling captivated her audience as she wove tales from Earth's mythology, accompanied by vivid holographic animations. The aliens were particularly fascinated by the concept of heroes and villains, drawing parallels to their own narratives. Tyler's cooking class, on the other hand, was an adventure in sensory exploration. Coming back from Ale, only a short walk in Secret Ale, participants laughed as they tried to replicate his spaghetti recipe, some succeeding and others creating amusing culinary mishaps. The room was filled with laughter and the aroma of earth spices, creating an atmosphere of shared joy. As their workshops gained momentum, Diana and Tyler were invited to collaborate with the station's education department. Together, they designed a comprehensive program on Earth's history and culture. Their goal was to present humanity not just as a species of survivors, but as creators and dreamers. They incorporated elements like Earth's literature, scientific achievements, and even its mistakes, emphasizing the lessons learned. The response from their alien peers was overwhelmingly positive, with many expressing a desire to visit Earth someday. And Diana and Tyler's efforts continued to flourish. Their cultural program became a cornerstone of the station's educational curriculum, inspiring other students to share their own heritage. Diana and Tyler were no longer just humans on a foreign station. They had become ambassadors of Earth, bridging the gap between species. Their journey, which had started as an academic endeavor, had grown into something far greater, a testament to the power of understanding and collaboration, and a vast station. And their journey, this is something far greater, a testament to the power of understanding and collaboration in a vast and diverse universe. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more.